All right, y'all. New Year resolutions. We don't like them. Don't be mad about it. Let's talk about it.
There was no New Year's resolution.
We're always talking about messy action. That's a perfect example.
Yeah. People that do the one word for the whole year. You know how much that irritates me.
My word is going to be vision. And before we knew anything that happened in 2020, I was kind of like,
bro, you might get hit by a truck tomorrow. If you want to play that game, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know why that stuff makes me laugh.
If I looked at it as, wow, what am I going to do to do that? That seems like a big task.
Oh, I'm trying to get better every day.
That's good.
No, I know.
Why are you making fun of it?
No, people say it, but I'm like, are you?
Oh, I thought you were making fun of me. Oh.
No, it's the same thing as like having this big, like a whole, like a word for a year without a strategy.
Let's talk about it.
What are you doing?
Just making sure my arms are good. My shoulders for the pod. Boop, boop, boop. P-pod.
You get on my nerves, bro. You were so annoying.
Boop, boop, boop.
Did you hit record?
Yeah.
Okay, are you sure you hit record? Okay. So it's going to open up with you doing that. It's going to open with you doing that.
That's fantastic.
So what? New Year's resolutions is what we're talking about.
Wait, is it New Year's or New Year?
I always say New Year's resolution.
I think it's technically New Year because the only reason people say New Year's is when they're abbreviating New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. So your people's resolutions are for the new year. So you would say New Year resolutions.
I've always said New Year's resolutions. But is that really true? I'm going to Google it and see if you're telling me the truth.
I believe so.
I'm going to look it up. Well, you know how I suck at grammar, so I believe you. First, just right off the jump, you know how I feel about people and New Year's resolutions. But what gets me the most, I'm sorry, I'm starting off just like off the jump. Just
First of all, breathe.
So people that do the one word for the whole year, you know how much that irritates me.
You know what's the most irritating? 2020.
What about it?
A lot of people, it seems like a lot of people, or at least people who I saw, they're like, my word is going to be vision. And before we knew anything that happened in 2020, I was kind of like, that's kind of lame. Like, I get it, 2020 vision and all that.
I never got 2020 vision. That's dope.
Right.
Okay, good.
But that's why I'm like, it's kind of cheesy or whatever, cliche. But it's ironic because those people had no idea. They didn't have the vision to see what was going to happen that year.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, because that was COVID year, right?
COVID happened.
Was that the COVID year where like it shut everything down? Bro,
So it was March.
So really quick, I know COVID sucked for a lot of people. I feel like COVID was very okay for us. Like,
when you say okay, elaborate.
Because everything shut down. We had time to just really sit down, focus our stuff on like, okay, listen, we have this time where everything's pretty much down. Let's take the time to build all our stuff up. And the only thing I didn't like is I've never liked the idea, and no judging anyone, but like welfare, I felt like when we had to do unemployment, that was a kind of form of like, oh, you're on welfare. You know what I'm saying? And I think I feel like we waited till the very last second before we're like, we probably should do this.
Yeah.
Just because like, that's one thing I feel like my dad, he worked a lot. He worked hard, and I don't know how we did as kids. They were really good at hiding. Like, I never thought about it, but I've always felt like I never want to be someone that like is on welfare and doesn't work. And that's just me, you know, but we were to the point where we needed, we had, like, I saw our stuff just going like, oh crap. Yeah. So yeah, none of that unemployment was.
You don't want to, or you didn't want to be someone who lived on welfare.
Well, I just didn't want to do it.
Not lived, but took advantage of it.
But it wasn't welfare, it was unemployment. Because obviously, I mean, that time, I feel like a lot of people were on that. You know what I'm saying? But to me, I'm just focused on, I'm like, crap, this sucks.
I feel like the further out we get from it too, when we talk to other people about it, because we're honest. Right. We'll be upfront and be like, we didn't want to do it. Same reason you just said. And I feel like, especially in Nashville, because all the the entrepreneurs, not everybody, but so many people were like, yeah, we had to do it, which is a little bit comforting. I mean, it doesn't change the fact, we still did it because we had to do it, but
Right.
that was,
Yeah.
it was interesting.
I don't know how we got on that. Oh,
No,
your
we were
word, the word.
Yeah, the word vision.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah,
Man, yeah,
that's,
I don't know. I just feel like having a word to define your whole year is just, it's weird to me because
Yeah.
you're going to base your whole year off of one word. I've always thought that was weird.
but also, to me, it kind of seems like you're planning on nothing changing.
Mm.
Because if it's like setting yourself up for something, I don't know how I'm trying to say this. Like if you're planning, I want to be, 2020 vision, that for an example. So you're like, I want to have the vision for, whatever reason a certain person chose that word. They didn't see that 3 months into it in March, everything was going to change. So you're just planning for everything to just be exactly the same until the very end. Every single day is going to be, I'm going to need vision today,
I wonder how many people
I don't know
the
if
word
I'm-
changed during that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't, maybe if
Not
someone
even
watches
changed,
and
just
they
went away.
Yeah, but like if someone's watching and you guys do the whole like one word for the year, I'm interested to know how that actually helps. Because just for us, I feel like we've tried a whole bunch of different, what the system we have now is just dope. And so we'll get into that later on. But like, I still don't understand how one word can help you accomplish what you want for the full year. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you coughing? That reminds me. We were looking at the analytics. You just telling me how people would stop watching at a certain point. Don't tell the time because I don't want
I
people
wasn't going to.
yeah.
I was going to say down to the second.
They would watch the video and a lot of people stopped watching at a certain point, and it was when I sneezed into the microphone. So lesson learned, bro. I couldn't help it.
It was about authenticity?
Yeah, I couldn't help. Yeah, I couldn't help it. I wasn't struggling that day when we did that. I remember that. I had tissues over here.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're getting off track. So, where are we at on this? Let's see. Let's follow our outline. Okay, so let's say someone's wondering, let's say we don't do the one word thing. Okay. Let's say, you know how I feel about it. We have established that we're not big fans of just the one word for the year. Let's say someone's wondering, isn't it still a good idea to at least try resolutions, even if they don't always work out? What would you say to them?
Well, you're already planning for it to not work out. So why would you even try it? I mean,
What do you mean? Oh, because it said if
even if they don't work out, like that's in the question. So
Yeah.
you're already planning for it to not work out. So it's already a waste.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you're going to go into something and you already have your mind, this might not work out,
Yeah.
bro, you might get hit by a truck tomorrow. If you want to play that game, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know why that stuff makes me laugh.
no, but I'm saying like if you go into a New Year's resolution, if that's your thing, and you're like, I like this, but what if it doesn't work?
Yeah.
Like you're already like beating yourself up because like you're already losing pretty much. If you already go into it with the mindset of, hey, this could actually not work. I feel like. Sorry, I took over your question.
I concur.
But I think that's what you said it. I just kind of elaborated on what you said.
Did you elaborate or
Yeah.
did you repeat?
Shut the hell up, bro.
Wait. Okay. Let's say someone is wondering, why do you think resolutions fail? Is it the idea itself or how people approach them?
How people approach him. Because I don't think New Year's resolutions are all bad. I feel like and I think we'll get into this more in the conversation because I know the outline, but I feel like people, the way they come up with their resolutions is the dumb part. Like, you can't just say, okay, you know what? Next year, I'm going to make more money. Bro, no, you need to say how much money you're going to make. You know what I'm saying? And then build a plan for it, And, next year I'm going to lose some weight. This year coming up,
Right. It's making a plan or just making a statement for a plan. No. Making a statement without the plan.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
But, and we'll talk about this more, but I think again, New Year's resolutions are just weird to me anyway. I think it's because we have sat down and said, hey, look, what do we want our life to look like? And we build things around that. And it's not so much, it's a new year. Let's try doing something. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
not like every year we're making these big, huge changes. No. Every day we're trying to get closer and closer to. That's just how I feel.
That's like some people are like, they say, every day I try to be better and better. How?
No,
like-
I think that there's nothing wrong with that. What's
No,
wrong
I
with
don't
saying-
think there's anything wrong with saying it, but I'm just thinking, even if you like micro it, it's just people say, "Oh, I'm trying to get better every day."
That's good.
No, I
Why are you
know.
making fun of it?
No, people say it, but I'm like, are you?
Oh, I thought you were making fun of
no,
people. Oh, okay.
no, it's the same thing as like having this big, like a whole, like a word for a year without a strategy. They're like, every day I get better. I'm like, okay,
Oh, better at
great.
what?
Better at what? How?
Yeah, got
What
it.
are you doing?
Got it. I got it.
Yeah.
And back to the one word a day, it's like we were having a conversation. I'm not going to talk about her because she's a new friend of ours and we don't want to be like, we had this conversation with, you know what I'm saying, and put her on blast. But having one word, to me, this is how I see it. Let's say my word for 2025 or whenever you're listening to this is going to be human flight. My word's going to be human flight. Listen, hear me out. That's going to be my word because this is the year that I'm going to learn how to fly, just me. I'm just going to fly. I'm going to be able to flap my arms fast enough.
Or is it
I'm going to
no?
fly.
It could be metaphorically.
No, the hell not metaphorically.
I believe.
But I'm just saying, like, that's how I picture, like, just because you say that your word is something doesn't mean that's what's going to happen. To
Yeah.
me, you know? So I'm really interested in the people that do the one word things, like how you make that work and how
Yeah.
it makes sense to you.
Although I think there is a spiritual side to it too, like speaking things into existence. But there's, this just works so well. So there's more to it than just that. You can't just be like, I'm speaking this, like I want this to happen. Like I want to, what is that called? Like an
Meditation?
affirmation. Like I want this.
Remember everyone's talking about I'm manifesting.
Oh,
Remember that?
yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Go
have
ahead.
opinions about that,
But-
but we'll get to that later. And I've said this to you before, and I think there is something to. I know God can make things happen, and He does, and He will. But I also feel like even the way that He works is like you got to try to do something.
Oh, yeah.
You can't just pray. I mean, I don't want to say you can't. What I have learned is He wants you to make a move. Like,
Yeah.
He's going to do, like, obviously He could make it happen, like, you know, whatever the thing is. But He wants to see you move.
Yeah.
He wants to see you. And then when you get to it, like, it feels so much more worth it.
Right.
Rather than just being like, oh, well.
I mean, that's like the girls. Like, they'll be trying
Yeah.
to do something, and I'm like, I could go and just fix whatever the problem is. But if I say, hey, listen, I see you have this issue. Let's be smart.
Yeah.
Let me see you try to figure it out. And
Yeah.
if I see them really try and they get stuck on something, of course I'm going to help them because they're on the right, you know what I'm saying? Or they get I'll help them. I feel like that's how God works too.
I know, exactly.
like-
Isn't it funny how since I became a mom, I have learned so much just in that. And I knew it before. God is our Father. You know, He's the best Father and all that. But it's just interesting to see it.
Yeah.
You know, to
Yeah, 'cause
see it
like,
that way. Like, okay, now
yeah.
that I'm a parent, I'm, the mother, and I'm teaching them this way, and I'm like, okay, God, I see what you're doing.
I think the other thing about the one word thing is you were saying there's some spiritual about. Did you finish? Because I'm the master.
No, my
of
whole
cutting you
point
off.
was, okay, there is a spiritual side to it. It's more than just saying, putting out a word or a phrase, a statement, whatever it is. I want this. You got to have the action behind it. Otherwise, that just stays there.
Yeah.
Nothing is there to push it or move it or anything.
It's like saying, I want to be in shape and not going to the gym at all. Bro,
What shape?
I know. Hey, is my mic so good? Because it was been weird earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing about the one word thing is I feel like it's dope and it's so much fun during New Year's when everyone's counting down. Like there's all this hype around starting a new year.
Yes.
And you have your, yes, I'm going to do this.
And I think people really do mean it.
I do too. But I know how it works. Like hype and motivation, like that stuff will be at an all-time high during the beginning of the year. But then what happens when you make a resolution for I'm going to be in the gym or something like that, and come January 23rd, it's freezing outside and that bed is just so warm. Now what? Like, are you really going to get up? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Especially people, like we have each other.
yeah.
So if it wasn't for you, I would not wake up.
Oh, I know.
I would not. I'd be like, well, I'd be one of those like 2 or 3 o'clockers rolling in there like.
Bro, I don't know how you sleep so much.
I don't either.
Like, so you don't now, but I know that on our off days sometimes, I try to be nice sometimes to let you sleep in.
Yeah.
Bro, listen, she can go to sleep at what? Let's say you went to sleep at 9 o'clock. She can sleep all the way until 11. And then we can do a little bit of something. And then I'm like, hey, do you want? And yeah, she'll take it. I'm like, how do you do that?
I have no explanation.
You love sleep, bro.
I don't. I could go to sleep on demand too.
Yeah. I feel like, but
on command.
I think you sent me links where women actually do need more sleep.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of like,
the cycle
when I like read all, I was like, okay, it kind of makes sense. But anyways, we're way off subject.
I should use that now.
Shush. That motivation, like, and all that stuff is going to fade once you get.
Isn't there an actual day? It's like a quitting day.
There's a commercial where I can't remember what it was. I think it's like, because Apple
For
just did.
quitting day?
Yeah, Apple did a commercial. I think it's like, I don't know why I know this. I feel like it's like February 13th or something. It's like the day before Valentine's Day. No, I think it's February 13th. I'll have to look it up and see.
That seems pretty far into the year.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you made it into the middle of the second month, okay.
But I mean, we'll see. Let me get back on track because we really got way off. Let's see. Yeah, you were talking about the quitting day. I feel like once hype gets down, and we said that about like you're in the bed and like it's warm, it's hard for you to get out of bed. I think that's why most people that start fitness, they're like hype about it for the first like month maybe or a few weeks. And then once that motivation stuff wears off, that's why most people don't even stick to the gym for so long.
Like putting it into place.
Yeah, like I feel like it has to be a way of life.
Peer pressure too, because it's just the thing to do. Everybody's, even if you don't, there are people who really mean it. Even if you're like, oh, I wasn't going to do that. But everybody's doing it. So you're like,
right.
Sure, my word is this,
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so what if, like we've said all this. Excuse me. What if someone's wondering, can't picking a word for the year still help someone stay focused, even if it's not super strategic? What would you say to them?
I think it could. I just feel like there are more effective ways. That's going to be my answer every time. Who am I to tell somebody? I don't know everybody. I don't know your life,
True. I just feel like picking a word, if you do it right, I feel like it could help some.
Yeah.
But I think it's really tough to base your whole year off of one word.
Yeah.
Just like you were talking about COVID in the beginning, like people that pick vision, how did the rest of your year turn out? You know what I'm saying? Or what if someone picked...
well, it could be like a daily or even like a monthly, because doesn't your life change day by day?
So...
Well, I mean, some people maybe not. I mean, we've had days where it feels like the same day. Maybe not, but...
Okay, so what if someone's asking, isn't it better to try something even if it doesn't work than to not do anything at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that too.
Yeah. That we're always talking about messy action. That's a perfect example of messy action.
Yeah. If someone's never done New Year's resolutions, then try it. You know what I'm saying? Because it might work for you. But if you've done it and every single year you see that it doesn't work, why the hell
You're 15 years in wondering why.
Yeah.
Why are you so this is silly.
Yes, bro. I know with fitness, I'm just using fitness because that's what everyone usually does for their New Year's thing. I remember, so my mom passed away. When did she die?
2018. So it was the year the girls were born.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, she died that year, and it really showed me like we're not superheroes. You know what I'm saying? And like, I remember she died. That was a very big eye opener. And then the girls, I remember we were playing at the park. I feel like I was running with them, and I remember I got real tired. I was like, bro, what is this? They wanted to keep playing. I'm like,
and they were small.
Yeah. So I was like, they're tiny and they want to keep playing, and I'm out of breath. I'm like, I'm not going to be that dad that's like, no, like I can't play with you because I'm tired. Hell no. So like that was the thing for me when I was like, okay, cool. I need to really like make fitness a thing. And there was no New Year's resolution yet. Mom died in December, but I think that didn't happen until, I don't know, like maybe March,
Yeah.
February, March, April, maybe April, May, when we were out playing. And I remember being like, okay, cool. I'm going to actually, my thing is I want to make sure that I get to the point to where I walk into a room. I think I told you this. I walk into the room, people know, oh, he works out.
Yeah.
That was my goal. And if I looked at it as, wow, what am I going to do to do that? That seems like a big task. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, how are you going to accomplish this? But this is how we do with all of our stuff. I made little steps. I was like, I need to make little actions I can take to win. And I feel like that was one of those things of, hey, this is what I want our life to look like. And then so in my head, I'm thinking, man, it'd be dope if it would be me and Heather both just like killing it. You know what I'm saying? But like, let me get in here. And so my thing was, let me first just get a gym membership. That was the first thing. And even getting a gym membership, that will like, if you've never been to the gym, I get why people get freaked out. And the other day, someone was like, I see you in the gym and you just talk to everyone. The reason I do that, because I know how I felt when I first went to the gym.
Yeah.
And it felt really like, oh crap, first day of school kind of thing. Actually, I didn't care about first day of school. But it's like you're in this new place. You don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So I try always to talk to everyone in there just to make them feel like they have someone that like sees them, you know? So that was tough. I did that. And I just did that. I didn't go in. I just got the membership and I left. And I think it was the Planet Fitness too.
Day one.
Yeah. And so then it was about, and this is just how I built up to where we go to the gym now, 5 days a week?
Yeah.
Like no matter what, we're there. You know what I'm saying? And if we travel, we find a gym. Anyway, so that was the first step. Then it's, okay, cool. Now I need to actually go in the gym and actually use some of this stuff. I remember the first few times I went in, I think I used the rower because at the time, House of Cards was out and he was really big on the rower. Do you remember that?
The president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, so I'll do that. And then it was like, you know what? I should probably find someone that can like kind of guide me on what I need to do to work out. And so like the thing is, I'm making these little wins that's getting me like closer and closer because I'm definitely far away from, even right now, I'm far away from what I want to be. But at the time, I was way far, you know, I didn't even know what I was doing. But I was still getting closer. And so, yeah, I was like, I need to get a trainer. I remember we hired a trainer. I had two trainers. I hired one and he was the guy that told me that, hey, listen, go to the gym. Who cares what everyone's doing?
Yeah.
No one's watching you. They're all worried about themselves.
I think that's the best advice. I think he didn't even say it to me. He said that to you and then you said it to me. I have given that advice to other people.
And I need to shout him out. Chris, is it Chris? Oh, I cannot remember his name. I think his last name was Childress. Oh, that's annoying, bro. I'm going to find his name and I should probably put it up on the thing or put it in the description because I think he's still training.
Yeah.
And bro, it was so helpful to me. I'll never forget that. But anyway, so I get in there, I'm doing that. We get a trainer, I get another trainer and I get like, okay, cool. This is dope, you know? And then like the whole time I'm like, man, it'd be so cool to get Heather in here, you know? But I never wanted to pressure you.
Why not?
I think I didn't want to because I didn't want it to be something that I wanted you to do. I wanted you to see it and be like, you know what, I want to do this. Because if I made you do it, you're gonna go to the gym and you're not gonna like it at all. Like
that's so true.
You know, but like for
this
you
whole
to be
thing
like,
could have been so different. Us going to the gym if you were like,
yeah,
no,
and like, and when I can't even remember the first time we worked out together. Like I don't remember.
It wasn't even was it? Was it in Indiana when we were traveling that time?
I don't remember. But I remember that happened, and I remember like after that, it was like that was the things like, okay, how do we now figure out how we can work out with the kids?
Yeah.
And I remember when they were really little, we would go work out like 3 a.m. because we knew they would sleep, and that's how we did it.
Yeah. You know what? It was during COVID, which is interesting that we were just mentioning COVID because I think I remember I worked out once here with you and then the next week we were traveling. So it was in Indiana. And so like the second, third, fourth, however many times, I actually had COVID and didn't know it until like I think.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
'Cause when
by
we
the
got
time we
back,
got home, because I remember I was like,
yeah, because we missed the gym that whole, like, I remember
Yeah.
that. But all that to say is, like, I didn't go into the new year saying, oh, I want to be really fit or whatever. I went and it was March or April, and I made a change right then. And it wasn't oh, this is going to be my word. I said, okay. And I actually said, okay, these are the things I need to figure out. And I just did one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Because if I looked at the whole thing, like I said before, it would have been, I would never have gone to the gym. And I get why some people don't.
Just the overwhelm.
Right. But it's like, if you can stack small wins, and I think it creates something to where it's like, it's a habit. Like you just do it, you know? And so that's where we're at right now. It's like, it's just part of our lives,
Yeah.
you know? So it's not oh, I want to do this. It's like, this is just part of who we are. We've created habits of doing this. And I think that's what, if more people would create habits versus a New Year's resolution, if you want to achieve something, create habits instead. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
So what if someone's like, I don't have a clear goal like you did? How do I even start stacking wins?
I feel like everyone has a goal. Like, I think some people say they don't have a goal because it's like maybe they don't think what they want to achieve is something that they should consider a goal. Like, even if it's something like, I want to pay off my car by whatever. Let's work backwards and figure out how to do that. Or if it's, I want to wake up in the mornings by 9 o'clock every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's still a goal. Just because it's not something like, I want to make sure when I walk in a room, everyone knows that I work out. You know what I'm saying? I think. So it's like, everyone has small wins.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you wake up, that is the first win.
Yeah.
And if you need another one, make your bed. That can be the second win.
Yeah.
You know, like, and if you're able to get up and walk around, look, just think about everything that you're able to do. Those are wins. If you don't have a big goal, those things, that's wins. And I think sometimes we take for granted some of those things.
Yeah.
I think I answered the question.
No, you did.
Good.
I want to make sure, I'm going to check the thing to make sure I'm recording.
Bro, why? Do you think you didn't hit record?
I don't remember doing it. Okay, I did.
Oh, man, I was freaked the hell out.
I was just sitting there like, did I? I remember checking focus, but I was like, did I hit record?
Man, but I did answer the question, right?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, man. Okay.
Well done. Me. I need to let my blood pressure come down because I'm like, ugh.
All right, where are we at?
Oh, goodness. That's fun.
All right, so I think, like I was saying, is instead of going into the new year with these huge goals,
Yeah.
if you can shift your mind to thinking of just small wins.
Again, micro.
Yeah, like no matter what it is, like, and I think we'll talk about this in a few, but it's like whatever it is, like if you create small ways to do it, it gets easier and easier, I think, and you get to see the progress. Like, because us, we do our reviews every week.
Yeah.
We do weekly reviews. I feel like I'm talking the whole time. Sorry.
No.
I feel like, but we do weekly reviews, and with those, I feel like we get to see the progress we're making, you know?
Yeah. So then, you could either like celebrate the small wins or the big wins or the people or whatever. And then also if you need to realign something, like, okay, I didn't quite get here, but I got here. So what can we tweak here to make sure that next week or next, whatever quarter or,
Right. And
that we can make sure we hit that or at least get close.
right. And I think another thing too about New Year's resolutions is, I think why it doesn't work for us is because we laid out how we want our life to be. So we have our life pillars, and like we have the things that we're reaching for, which makes it way easier for us to review stuff every week. Hey, are we getting closer to where we want to go? Are we living life like we want to? If not, let's readjust things. I feel like if people can get that, it makes getting to where you want to go so much easier.
So for the people, life pillars. So that is like, it could vary. There's no
everyone
like,
have
you
their
need
own,
3,
yeah.
it could be however many you want. So I know like one of ours is like homeschooling. Like it's the important things in your life.
Well, that's not a life pillar. Life pillar. So you're
Family.
there you go.
Finance.
Yeah. So it's like,
Yeah.
health. But go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean.
No, I was actually like, I think we do have homeschooling as one, but
Homeschooling is inside a family. So family is a life pillar. What are the things we need to do to make sure we keep this pillar up and strong? You know what I'm saying?
So just to give y'all an example, because I know sometimes we talk about stuff, and I feel like for people who don't know would be like, what are you talking about?
Well, you can look up like life pillar, but also like if you don't know that stuff, hit us up because maybe we'll do we should do a whole episode on how we have our life pillars set up, and you know what I'm saying? I just don't know if that's something that everyone wants to, we'll figure it out.
Oh, they want to know.
But I mean, we do with we were talking about the keywords and stuff. We do, the one word for the year, we do have our keywords.
Yeah.
That like we have for our brand and our personal stuff. We do that because it makes it easier for us to say no to stuff that don't align with our life pillars and say yes to stuff that does,
Yeah.
And I think that helps just with clarity. Like we know exactly where we're going.
Clarity on everything. Not even like yes, the big picture, but again, those little goals and milestones and things like that.
So I just feel like people that think progress and stuff only happens at the beginning of the year.
It could.
Maybe
you have a one day goal.
Yeah, it is.
It could.
If that's where it starts. But like for us, we're trying to always improve. Like you're saying every day.
Yeah.
We're always trying to improve. And we do our weekly reviews just to see, okay, cool, where are we at? Are we getting closer or farther away? I feel like we keep on repeating that, but I feel like it's so huge. It's a real big reason why we are where we're at right now, I think.
Yeah.
But okay.
Here's a question for you.
Oh, I thought, okay, go ahead.
What if, if I have someone else, what if I'm someone who thrives on big, ambitious goals? Do small wins really work for everyone?
I think so. Like it's like checklists. I think you like this, where you like have a list and just checking off something feels so good. Like, oh yeah, I did that. I think so. Let's say your goal is a big ambitious goal. Let's say it's to fly to Mars.
Human flight.
Bro, human
yes,
flight.
Fly to Mars.
Fly to Mars. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, cool. Let's figure out the ways we can get to Mars. Like let's break it down. I'm going to have to become an astronaut. I'll have to start my own company or something to where I can build rockets.
I'm like, what are the steps to flying to Mars?
But that's the other thing. Let's research this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay, so let's
figure out what are the steps.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And like, if you just do little things, maybe you do have to go to, I don't know if there's an astronaut school, but like you have to go to school to like whatever that is.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's one win. You know? So like I think if you have big goals, yes, small wins add up. Like it's again daily. You just stack daily wins.
Yeah. Something interesting. Did you hear that not all, a majority or maybe all of the planets are gonna align?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Like in this next week.
I saw that.
I can't remember what I heard it on. But I meant to look up the date. I tried to ask SIRI. But she was like, look it up on your phone. I was like, okay. Thanks for that.
Yeah. I hope did I answer that?
You did, and then I went off on a tangent.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess when it comes down to it, what we're saying is don't wait for the new year to start building the life you want. It's an everyday thing, and every month and every week.
Right.
And I feel like you're just limiting yourself if you do one word. Even if you did, even if people did one word for a week. I mean, I know that's kind of not what, we have 5. We have our 5 keywords. But even if you're like, okay, well, I'm going to at least do, if you did start with a New Year resolution or with one word, take that word and just use it for the next week and see how that works out for you.
And like, if there's someone that's wondering, like, hey, how do I figure out my words, like keywords, like we do? Like, we have a whole, like, we should link to, we have a thing we do for brands where we help them figure out their keyword. But this can apply to your personal life too. I feel like, I think we use it for ours. So like, let's link in the description. Like, we have a whole, like,
Notion.
Yeah, I know, right?
I know what that was. That was like a
whole
bake.
thing. We'll link a whole thing on how people can do that, or YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, look it up. But we can show you how we do it.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting. We do that, and people assume, like, they see, like, man, it's so perfect. Like, they look at our lives and think that just like randomly happened. Like, how are your girls so good? No, bro, that's not randomly happening. We're very, very intentional on how we raise the girls. They know how to act because of stuff we've set up.
Yeah.
You know, they know how to treat people because of stuff we set up. None of that we're not leaving any of that to chance, you know? Us working together, we know it's frustrating sometimes, but
I want to talk about the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah, but the thing is like, we do that stuff. We intentionally set things up in order to achieve the life that we want to live, you know?
And again, like you mentioned earlier, working out.
Yeah.
You don't just say, I want to look like this. I want to have arms and shoulders like Angela Bassett.
Here we go.
Am I going to wake up tomorrow and have it? Probably not. But I'm taking actionable steps.
But even the gym, remember our other issue was, okay, cool, we have the girls, they're older now, they're not going to sleep in. So what do? We had to find a gym that has daycare. And that's the thing, like, we're paying more, but it's worth it because that's what we want. Right. We have a goal we're looking for. And this is a yes. You know what I'm saying? We need to do that. And like, so don't get caught up on, I have to get this all accomplished in a year.
Yeah.
Remember when...
or if even your goals within the... Even if you don't hit them.
Yeah.
That's life.
You're still closer. Like, we don't hardly... We hit our goals, but they're never exact. We either hit them way sooner or later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which it is what it is.
It's always nicer, but it doesn't mean...
When we were going to have the girls, I wanted to buy a truck before they were born.
Yes.
That was the thing. I was like, I want to buy a truck before we were born. And bro,
we had a car that we've been driving at that point for like 14 years or something.
Remember, so it snowed, bro. This is where it all started. So it snowed real bad, and we have this hill where there's a stop sign to where in our neighborhood, I feel like when it snows, that stop sign is optional.
Yes.
Cars going across it, they understand it because you can't stop at that stop sign. People that don't know that.
If you stop, you're stuck.
Yeah, if you stop,
it just goes
you're stuck.
Down.
You got to get momentum, and then, but it was a point where we were about to come back, and cars were all over. And I was like, if we went down there, we would have hit another car.
Yeah.
Like, there was no way of doing it. So Heather's pregnant. I don't remember how far along you were, but she's pregnant,
it was like...
Yeah,
it was like the month before
she was definitely pregnant.
That's how pregnant. Just definitely pregnant.
And we walked back to the house. I mean, it wasn't like miles, but it was cold. But actually, it was
so nice.
Yeah.
It was one of those snows to where it was like the moon was out and it was like shining and it was all like sparkly snow.
Right.
And there wasn't a lot of cars just because no one could drive around. And we were just having a nice little, and it was like
peaceful too. It was like nighttime, so it was calm.
And it wasn't like, it was cold because it was snowing, but it wasn't like my bones hurt.
Right.
But it could have been because I was pregnant.
I just hate the fact that we were out there walking, and I remember saying, "Yep, we're definitely gonna get a truck before they're born."
Yeah.
I'd been talking about getting a truck anyways, but that was the thing that was like, we're getting
so
it.
us, because I'm over here like, I'm never going to forget this night. It's so beautiful. What a memory. This is so fun.
I'm like, this is so dumb that she has to walk in the... I just hated that you had to walk in the snow and it was cold. It pissed me off.
I still think it's a great memory.
No, it was. Like, looking back now, but I remember at the time, I hated it. I was trying not to make a big deal about it because I was like, oh, it's fine. But like, yeah, at first. Anyways, all I have to say, we didn't get a truck until the girls were like 4.
Yeah.
That's when we bought a truck. And
I remember because they got in there like, we could stand in here.
Yeah. But that just shows like we still stayed true to like, okay, we want to get a truck. And we did stuff we needed to do in order to make sure we get a truck. Yeah. And we were not stupid about it.
It was 4 years delayed. But
and we got it. That's just to tell you that like you come up with these goals and you're working towards them. Don't get like discouraged if they don't happen right when you want them to.
Yeah.
You know, like you got to be flexible. I feel like.
And
I
what?
thought you were about to say something.
Oh no, go ahead.
I'm really bad about cutting you off. So like, what?
No, but I love awkward pauses even more than being cut off. The need to fill the void.
My thing is just make sure that when you're doing these, wherever you're at right now in your life, don't fall for the hype. It's strategy over hype. So if whatever your goal is, have some kind of strategy in place to get there.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like.
Just get clear on like what those things
Yeah.
are. Get the plan in place.
That's what I mean. That's how we've done everything. Like okay,
Yeah.
cool. This is what we want to do. How are we gonna make it happen?
Yeah. I think that paired with, well, like I was saying earlier, I think that paired with a little bit of God's favor sprinkled on some things where it's like, look, we were trying to do this. I don't know how it happened. We were just in the right place at the right time. So I think that met with, no, we worked really hard for this.
Yeah.
All that just works out so well.
But again, and I feel like we keep saying the same thing, but I think what's worked for us is we've gotten so clear on our life pillars and what we're doing
Yeah.
that it makes it really easy for us to say yes and no to things, you know? So
So what if somebody is like they think they're too far behind or they're too old to work on their goals now?
you always see the quotes about like, was it Colonel Sanders? He started
Yeah.
KFC super late.
He was like,
yeah,
I might be off, but like 70-ish.
I don't know. And like, didn't Morgan Freeman not start acting until he was older or something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
Like you see all these people that started when they were older. I feel like, why waste, if you're older, why waste any more time not doing
Yeah.
what you want to do? Life is just so short that it makes no sense to wait, no matter how old you are.
Yeah.
If you have a goal, like, hey, try to hit it at least, because you don't want, I don't want to be dying and think, man, I wish I would have tried whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like regret from not trying something is probably one of the worst things that people will have to deal with. And I don't want to do that. I want to be, because my mom, when she died, bro, she said, I'm good.
Yeah.
I want to be like that.
And
like,
she died young.
yeah, I want to be like, okay, I did what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you're in that spot where you think you're too old to do something, just think, hey, you don't want to be on your deathbed. Like, man, I wish I would have tried.
Yeah.
That's what I feel.
There's a quote from, what is it called? Meet Joe Black.
Have I seen that movie? Mm-hmm. I feel like we always talk about movies. Okay,
No, it's
what
the
movie
one
is
where
this?
it's Brad Pitt and he gets hit by the car.
Will they look back at each other 1,000 times? Okay. Why is that funny?
Why those things make me laugh?
Hell no.
It's like, I don't know, it's like an awkward moment, but I just start laughing about it. Anyways, I
there
don't
a
remember.
quote?
Oh, there was a quote in it. It's this whole like long quote from the dad because he's so wise and all this. And it's so emotional when he says it. And his thing at the end of it is because if you haven't tried, you haven't lived. I just need to pull it up for you sometimes so you can hear like the whole thing when he goes through it because it like gets you right here.
Well, I'll have to listen to it because right
Yeah.
now it's not getting me nowhere.
It's like this long quote and I said like the little line at the end.
Oh.
He's talking to his daughters. He has two daughters.
See, okay.
Yeah.
See, now
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Yeah, and so it's his advice to his daughters, and it ends with, because if you haven't tried, you haven't lived.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
I get that tattooed now.
I feel like,
I went from like, that's dumb to, I might get that tattooed just because you said,
just because I said daughters,
what was you going to say?
this is just very deja vu, or just similar to the last thing when I started talking about a movie and you're like, sounds
Oh, you
dumb.
mean the episode? Yeah. What was the movie? What was it?
The Devil's Advocate.
Yeah.
And now, Meet Joe Black.
Someone I always say his name, Mal Chapo. He said he saw the movie and it's good. So he had your back.
Storyline is good.
He had your
But
back.
yeah, he
So
did.
maybe I need to watch it.
Thanks for that.
Oh, hell no.
Meet Joe Black.
What were you about to say?
Not any. If you're a millennial woman, you probably would like that movie.
Okay. Why?
Which doesn't help you
All right. Where are we at?
if you're a millennial. Oh goodness, we're talking about different things that people may ask.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, what did I ask you?
you
Oh,
said if someone said they were too old.
yeah.
I think I answered it right.
Yeah.
Okay. Is
Yeah.
that it?
No. There are a few more questions, but I don't know if I want to ask them
Why?
because we kind of have covered them all throughout the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
All right. Next one is, how do you stay focused when how do you stay focused when life keeps throwing distractions your way?
What does Jalen Hurts say? Do you know what he says?
No.
He says, keep the main thing the main thing.
Mm.
So it's like with us, like we know what we're trying to do. It's easy to say no to stuff that's
That's
just
so
distracting.
annoyingly perfect.
I know. And you know how he talks.
do that.
So this way he said, keep the main thing the main
He's
thing.
very chill.
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
So I mean, that's to me is like, bro, once you have your life pillars and what you want your life to look like, it's easy to just stay focused on that stuff. Anything that's
Yeah.
distracting, hell no.
But I also feel like it's like do you remember a few years ago when you had the meditation app?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, if something comes into your mind, like a random thought, like let it come in.
Address
and then,
it.
Yeah, and then just let it pass. That's life. Like
Yeah.
distractions are gonna come in.
Mhm.
There's no avoiding it. And then if you are so worried about distractions coming, you're gonna spend your time and your energy
Yeah.
trying to block that.
Yeah, that's good.
And then
It's like control the controllables.
yeah,
That's all you can do. Like,
the
because it's
main
going
thing be
to
the main thing.
Yeah. Come on, bro. Control the controllables. I said that one. Jalen Hurts said the main thing, the main thing. I just want to make sure.
I'm gonna mix those together somehow. Not the main controllables.
Oh,
the
hell.
main controllables. Actually, that works.
No.
It's just a mouthful.
No head. All right.
I'm gonna copyright that.
Just go. Is that all the questions?
No, okay. Oh,
I don't have
this is a
these.
good one, and I'm glad I'm not answering it.
How do I not see these?
I don't
Okay.
know. How do I stop caring about other people's approval? Actually,
Didn't we
maybe, wait. Maybe you shouldn't answer this. Okay, wait. Let me read the full thing. How do I stop caring about other people's approval? Actually, that is the question. That feels way easier said than done. That's part of it.
So, you know how I feel about this. We just now did an episode about being authentic. Okay. I don't. See how I pause for you to cough? I don't give a. Okay, so I care about what you guys think, but I really don't care what people think. I don't know why that's so hard. I just
How
don't,
it's so easy.
no, I just don't know how that's such a hard concept of who cares.
But it's okay. You're wired that way.
I feel like, okay, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just like, but I feel like, I don't know. I just thought, I don't know.
I think it was in the way you were raised too, because I feel like every one of your siblings and your parents are that way.
Maybe. All I know is I want to make sure our girls, they're that way.
It sounds, yeah.
They just they do what they know is right and what they love doing. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And who cares about what everyone else thinks?
That's the most important thing.
You know?
Like the focus.
Yeah.
Do what you love. Yeah.
But I'm just like, bro, who cares what everyone... And if you're thinking of, oh, I don't want to make this my goal because someone might make fun of me, it's your life. You have a short life to live.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you want that makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go off, I know there's stories of people that instead of being a doctor, they decided to be, I don't know, a skateboarder or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And their family was like, oh, I can't believe you. But like, they're so happy skateboarding.
Yeah.
So who cares, bro? Like,
I don't see
your
how-
family will come along, I feel like.
Right. I don't see how you can look at somebody who is happy in that kind of situation where you look at them and they are genuinely happy with what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess we can go off on a tangent, but I'm like, so it's more important to you about the dollar than it is to be happy?
It's not even that. It's more like, is it more important for you to make someone else happy than it is for you to be happy?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm not even talking about money.
Right.
talking
You're right.
about,
I
like-
made it about money and that's
No,
not what it-
well, doctors,
Yeah.
but there's some skateboarders that make a lot of bread.
Right.
So
It's
I'm just
gotta be
like,
the right kind of skateboard.
yeah. I don't know. Why
right,
I
one
don't
more,
see
one
these
more.
questions.
What if I'm scared to really think about what I want because I might not be able to achieve it? This is
I
just
feel
like
we
the
just-
thing you said
yeah.
earlier about the deathbed.
Yeah, like you will, if you have something that's like, oh, I really want to try this, you don't want to be dying and be like, man, I wish I would have tried to do it.
Yeah.
And
Just regret.
who are you? Like, I feel like, I think I said this the last time too. I don't like regurgitating everyone's stuff, but like, who are you trying to make happy? Like, are you trying
Life's
to
too
make,
short.
like, who cares what everyone else thinks?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're happy about it,
I have struggled with this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm speaking to myself too. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm past that. It may be something that I struggle with for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But
when you say struggle with it, what do you mean?
with wanting to get other people's approval.
Oh, yeah. You are really like,
Yeah.
I don't know why,
I'm wired that way.
but I help you. I feel
No,
like.
you do. You do.
'Cause,
You really
man,
do. I don't think it's something, I'm not going to say it's something that's not like reversible. It's something that's just like always there. And
But
I have to address it and just spend my own energy like just going around that.
Yeah. I also feel like, I think you're right though, how we were raised, because the way you were raised, I don't know how you turned out as good as you did. I'm not knocking your family, but bro, you had a lot of crap to deal with. And a lot of people saying you couldn't do certain things.
Yeah.
And for you to turn out and like doing this now, it's got to be kind of dope looking back at, like, not to like hold anything above or over anyone, but like for them to see you now where you're at, it's got to be kind of a dope feeling, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, you have kids, we run our own business, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you're in shape. Let me shut up.
What shape?
Oh, is that the last one? Because I can't see the
That
questions.
is.
Did I answer the last one?
No, you did.
Okay.
I went off and just like asked you a whole bunch of questions. So it's probably a good time to like
Yeah.
wrap it up.
When it comes down to it, I feel like life is too short to just stumble into what life throws at you.
Yeah.
You want to control the things you can control.
Yeah.
Go into the new year, like,
Which means sitting down,
yeah,
figuring out, spending real time, real dedicated time figuring out your goals, your life goals every day, micro.
and breaking them down, yep, into
Yeah.
little projects. You know
And
what I'm saying?
then, more importantly, getting a plan behind that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the only approval that people need, I feel like, is long as they're happy, that's what matters. Like, don't be a dumb A, but like, make sure that at the end of the day, I hate when people say at the end of the day. I can't believe I just said that. At the end of the
like
day, the day's going to end.
Last time when I say it again, because that's funny.
At the end of the day, the day's going to end. But it's about you making yourself happy.
Yeah.
And like you said, sit down, figure out your stuff.
yeah.
Start building towards what you want to create in your life. Like, build your life. And listen, don't wait till next year. If you're listening to this and it's June, July, don't wait till New Year to
It's
start.
4 years from now.
Yeah, don't wait till the new year comes to make changes. Just do it now. Like, if you're not happy where you're at, sit down, figure out where you want to go,
Yeah.
and make it happen. I think that's like, I think we just leave you with that. Like, you are in control as much as you can be. You can't control everything. What are you going to say?
I was gonna end it, but you're still talking.
No, go ahead. Okay. I'm just saying you can't control everything, but the more that you have plan and like direction and clarity, the easier it's going to be for you to get to where you're going to go. Go ahead, do your thing.
Control the controllables. Keep the main thing the main thing.
Bro, that's actually the dopest ending. That's like the dopest ending, but I believe me saying this in there. So this is actually the ending. Why are your eyes blinking so much?
My eyelashes stuck together.